Ever scroll through social media and catch yourself thinking, man, why does everyone else make success look so easy? It's like there's some secret club and we didn't get the password.
Right.
But today, we're ditching those perfectly filtered highlight reels and getting real, down to earth about the habits that actually make a difference.
I like it. Getting real. And we've got a great jumping off point today, this article you sent in. What poor people do that the rich would never. Catchy, right?
Totally. It grabs your attention. And it dives right into this idea right from the start that successful people, they actually have a totally different relationship with challenges.
Oh, absolutely. They don't just deal with challenges. They almost seem to lean into them.
They see them completely differently.
And the article, it connects this, and this is interesting, to the whole growth mindset thing. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's like, that belief that you're not stuck where you are. You can always learn, always get better.
You're not limited.
Exactly. So someone with that fixed mindset, they see a roadblock and think, well, that's it. I'm done.
Roadblock, dead end.
Right. But a growth mindset, they see that same roadblock and it's like, okay, how do I get around this? What can I learn?
Challenge accepted.
Yes,
That-
like a puzzle, right. And the article even had this great example. It was about this young entrepreneur. She was seriously on the verge of bankruptcy.
Oh, wow.
And instead of throwing in the towel, she used it, right? She used that as motivation, completely revamped her entire business model, and ended up even more successful.
Wow. That's incredible. She turned a total disaster into like a launch pad.
Exactly.
And, that actually makes me think of another big idea from the article, this whole idea of time.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's not just about how many hours you're putting in, it's
Right.
how you're actually using those hours.
It's about being intentional, right? Successful people, they tend to treat their time like it's the most precious thing they have, even more than money.
That's so true. They're protective of it.
Oh, absolutely. So how that actually looks in their day-to-day lives, the article highlights a few things. They're big on learning, like always picking up new skills, always improving.
Always a student.
Yes. Investing in their future, even if it means delaying gratification a little bit.
Playing the long game.
Exactly. And building strong relationships, because you never know who might be able to help you down the line.
It's all connected. So basically, it's not about those quick wins or those shortcuts. It's about building something sustainable.
100%. And that actually leads us to, I think, one of the most important points the article makes, this whole idea about action. Ideas are great, but
You got to actually do something with them.
you got it.
Yeah.
Successful people, they're all about execution. They're the ones out there, making it happen,
They're not just dreaming it, they're building it.
building the plane while they're flying around.
Exactly. Love that. And speaking of building, the article talks about how successful people see money. They don't see it as this end goal.
No, not at all.
It's more like a tool.
It's a resource. It's how they can create the life that they want, support the causes they believe in.
It's about leverage.
Exactly. So it's not about chasing dollars for the sake of it. It's about what those dollars can help you achieve. It's about the impact.
So it's less about chasing money and more about harnessing it, right?
Exactly. It's about having that healthy relationship with money, which is something the article really emphasizes. And what goes hand in hand with that?
What?
This idea of taking risks, calculated risks, of course.
Okay, yeah. Tell me more about that.
Mm.
What does that actually look like in action? How do successful people approach taking risks?
Well, they're not afraid to get uncomfortable, they're willing to put themselves out there, whether it's starting a business, trying a different career path, or even just raising their hand and sharing an idea that might be a little out there.
It takes courage.
Yeah.
For sure. But, we're all human. Everyone has setbacks, even the most successful people. So how do they bounce back from those inevitable bumps in the road?
That's where that whole resilience thing comes in. Big time. Successful people, they see those setbacks as not the end, just a detour, a chance to learn and adjust.
So they're not afraid of failing.
Yeah.
They almost embrace it.
In a way, yeah, because each failure, it's just more data, It's information they can use to get even better.
It's like that quote, I haven't failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work.
Exactly. Thomas Edison.
Yeah. See, I knew you'd know. But you know what else really stood out to me in this article? It's this idea of like your network, the people you surround yourself with,
Oh, yeah, that's huge.
because it makes such a difference.
It's everything. The people you let into your life, they can really influence your trajectory. Like the article was saying, successful people, they tend to seek out mentors. They build these strong networks of like-minded people.
It's like they're building their own personal board of advisors almost. People who challenge them, support them.
Absolutely. People who push them to be better. And, on the flip side, if you surround yourself with people who are constantly negative or, just kind of stuck,
It's going to hold you back.
yeah, it's going to be a lot harder to break free. There's that saying, your vibe attracts your tribe. I think there's a lot of truth to that.
100%. So we're talking about surrounding yourself with the right people, but what about your inner circle? That voice inside your head. This article, it really emphasizes self-confidence, right? Like, you really got to believe in yourself, especially when things get tough.
You absolutely do. Self-doubt, it can be so crippling.
It can totally derail you. But how do you build that unshakable self-confidence? Like, where do you even start?
It starts with you, right? With looking inward. This article, it talks about the importance of self-reflection, taking the time to honestly evaluate yourself, your decisions, where you can improve.
So it's like checking in with yourself, like a performance review, but for your own life.
Yeah, exactly. And being open to making changes based on what you discover.
It's about being honest with yourself, about what's working and what's not.
And accepting that you don't have to have it all figured out.
It's a process, right?
Exactly. You're constantly learning, constantly growing, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And the more you embrace those challenges, the more confident you become in your ability to handle whatever comes your way.
It's like each challenge makes you stronger. It builds that confidence muscle.
Precisely. And you know what else really helps? Having a positive outlook.
Okay, yeah, optimism. Tell me more about that. Why is it so important?
They're just wired differently when it comes to those curveballs life throws at you.
It's like those challenges, they don't even see them as setbacks. More like, opportunities in disguise, right?
Exactly. They keep that positive attitude, and not by ignoring problems, but by zeroing in on the solutions, believing they can overcome them.
Instead of getting bogged down by negativity, they channel that energy into finding a way forward. Every cloud has a silver lining,
Oh.
right?
Precisely. And that's what lets them stay motivated, even when things get tough. They don't look at it as failing. They see it as part of the process, part of the journey.
They're constantly learning and growing.
Exactly. Which brings us back to that growth mindset we were talking about. It all ties together. Growth mindset fuels optimism. Optimism fuels resilience. Resilience fuels success. It all builds on itself.
It's like this awesome cycle of positive reinforcement that just keeps them moving forward.
Exactly. And the best part, anyone can tap into it.
Love that. So as we start to wrap up this deep dive, I'm curious, from everything we've talked about, what's the one thing that really stands out to you? Like the most valuable takeaway from this whole conversation?
Ooh, that's tough. So many good nuggets in here. If I had to pick just one, I think it's that whole thing about taking ownership. That really resonated with me.
It's about realizing you have more power than you think.
Yes. This article made it so clear, right? Success isn't something that just falls into your lap. It's something you build through the choices you make, the habits you form, the way you think.
You're the architect of your own success story.
Boom, exactly. And that's a really powerful thing to remember.
It really is.
Yeah.
So as our listeners process all of this amazing insight, I have one final, thought-provoking question for them to chew on.
Yeah.
If you could pick just one habit, just one thing we talked about today, to really focus on for the next month, what would have the biggest impact? What one change could create that ripple effect? That's something to think about. And until next time, keep diving deep and keep striving for your own unique version of success.